unmarry myself from the ridiculousness that we're showing to the world the last 15 years. I still love you because I'm you. I'm just not going to do what you do. There's some of us in the middle, and you know what? I love my sisters. I love my mother, her nappy hair, her big lips, because it's mine. Stop tearing down our fucking people. You don't understand. I'm a high school teacher. Everybody in the world sees us as fucking buffoons. Stop. Yeah, they beautiful over in Colombia, but it's some ugly motherfuckers too, and you know it. You know it. Be in the middle. Travel the world. Do it, please. Open your mind.
All right, welcome back to another episode. This series of Mike Perkins, one half of MVP, one half of Opinions I Like podcast, one half of Mike and Vince Perkins, and for this here, I am the whole show. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. A lot of this pushback with regards to passport bros traveling overseas, for black men specifically, nobody else. Niggas is DPD, Dick Policing Department. A lot of this stuff is really like the pushback is always on this, like, you not a man if you go overseas nonsense, whereas, of course there are some, you're not gonna really trick dudes out of their position by calling them a bitch, essentially. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna, trick them out of their position. You're probably just going to make them stand a little more firm because, I don't think that you tricking them out of their position is very masculine. So that if a man decides that he's gonna go overseas because that's what he wants to do, then a man gets to make that decision. And thus, if another man says, well, I don't think that that's the right way, and I think that you're running away, which is the dumbest thing in the world, I think that you're running away, then for him to be a masculine man, if he's made a decision and the decision is made and there's nothing that another man especially can come through and say, to change his mind. And this position of these guys who just get to dick police, but also they get to measure your masculinity by your ability to deal with black women specifically, as if, these black women here are the greatest black women or the only black women for that matter. Because really, that's how we act. We have to act like these are the only black women. I always find it funny that there is no, there is no regulation on them in the same way. We don't hear a lot about Serena Williams. We don't hear a lot about Meghan Markle. We don't hear a lot about, Ketanji Brown Jackson. We don't hear a lot about these women, what I'm saying? Did I say Kamala Harris? I probably did. But we don't hear anything about these women because black men don't really care. It's not really a big deal to us. Gabrielle Sidibe, too. We don't really care. What I'm saying? Obviously, the caliber of woman makes it, relative to. I don't think too many people are checking for, Ketanji Brown Jackson, like that, or, Gabrielle Sidibe, or even the other two for that matter either. You know what I mean? But a lot of the policing doesn't go on the other end. You know what I mean? And then secondly, a lot of the guys that are the guys who say, oh, you shouldn't travel, are guys who either A, can't travel, you know what I mean? Which is like, that's just like the haterish shit of all time. Or two, they just don't travel. Enough of these guys, like the YouTube guys especially, it's like, okay, cool. If I'm to assume that your YouTube channel is what it is, you can travel. You can travel. You can actually fucking travel. And then you just don't. And then when you don't travel, you think that makes you more of a man because you don't travel. I always hear this thing where, and I addressed it on, another show, whereas you have to travel. No. It's not a have to thing. It's a get to. People get to travel. You know, they get to travel because it's an option. It's a get to. It's an option. It's not a restriction. It's a get to. You know, and now it's this thing whereas people are testing everybody's manhood and saying that you're running away from black women or black women are running you away from, you know, your post, when it's just like, well, let's assume that that's true. Let's just say that that's true. Why you want these men anyway? If that's what you really, really feel, if you really, really feel like these men are derelict in their duty as black men, when it's, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or if you feel like these men are weak, you know, like, why do you even care? And I tell you why they care. They care because these men are the top 20% of men. That's why. That's why they care. They care because these men are the top 20% of dudes. As alpha as you want to be, as alpha as you want to claim yourself to be, as tough as you want to claim yourself to be, you are not these guys. You're not them in height, looks, money, status, whatever. Even ability to make a move. Because it is not like I've dated outside of my city. You know what I'm saying? Outside of my time zone, you know what I mean? You know, and everything. But going to Colombia, that's tough. You know, but that's conviction. You know, that's not lacking masculinity to make that decision, you know. And it's all of these guys who are, you know, like, what I find to be funny too is that it's the tough shit. It's the y'all are bitches for traveling. Y'all are bitches for going over there and getting a better situation and a better deal. Like, how that sound? Just got to sound goofy because it sounds goofy to me. And this is alpha shit. That's the new fraternity. The new fraternity is alpha. You know what I'm saying? That's the pro-black, you know, fraternity. That's the, you know what I'm saying, the thug life fraternity. That's the Pookie Ray fraternity. That's, they all of them niggas is in there. And it's the most, it's the goofiest shit of all time. Alpha. You know, you gotta alpha your way through it. You got to take this goofy shit, you know, and just not get a better deal. Even in your own time zone or even in your own, like, county or city, you can't leave that motherfucker by these niggas' logic. You can't just say, well, the women down south are a little nicer than the women up north, because I've been down south. And they're very nice. They're very kind. Most of them can cook, you know what I'm saying, because they're cultured to cook. I'm going to go down south. I'm going to go to a nice down south city and I'm going to set up shop there. Like, by you all's logic, a nigga shouldn't even be able to do that. And that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. Your masculinity should not be based on your ability to deal with a bullshit deal, which is what this is. This is just a bullshit deal, you know? And I put the little clip in the beginning because we have the contingency of dudes who feel that way. And that's, you know, less than alpha, even though, like, I feel like, I think that more people would be on that. Like if they heard that guy do that, and then they heard a black man saying, well, I'm traveling because the people in, you know, the women of the states aren't necessarily, you know, they're not as cooperative, you know, they're not as fit, you know, they're not as friendly, you know, or as feminine. And he just explained it that way. They would call him a weak man and then listen to dude and just be like, well, that he's more out. I mean, like, what? Like, how does my masculinity get put up against that guy? You know, my ability to make a decision as a man and say, nah, this is not a good deal, I'm gonna go over here, is questioned up against, my masculinity is put up against that guy. That's crazy, isn't it? You know, I mean, it should be crazy. You know, and that alpha shit, like, y'all niggas gonna really, like, people are making observations. There's a lot of things that really, like, catch on. You know, like, even the content that is being made now, it catches on. And you'll have dudes that are just completely switch, you know. And, you know, people have made that observation that there's going to be a switch once the idea of getting your passport and traveling abroad, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Once that catches, dudes are going to switch and be something else. And the receipts are being kept. So if you're a dude who thinks that you're going to be able to just say, okay, cool, I'm this, you know, now I'm saying this shit is bullshit, and then now I'm going to go and break fly and be this other thing when this is popping, you know, which is, you know, I guess the definition of grifting, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody that's going to allow you to do that at this point, you know, because you can't be about black male advocacy and then when a man uses his ability to choose, advocate for himself, you immediately hit him with the alpha card. It's just dumb, you know. But that's my time, man. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. Look, thanks for all the support. Everybody who, you know what I'm saying, liked all the videos, man. Look, hit us with a sub. Get us to 500 right quick. You know what I'm saying? Because the subs have been going up. Again, I appreciate Bernard for sharing. I appreciate Ed Anderson for sharing, and Austin, you know, Holloman for sharing. You know what I'm saying? Because they shared the videos, which really made there be any traffic. So I want to show appreciation to them, and make sure you like, subscribe, sub, you know what I mean, and give some comments. And Mike Perkins, and I'm out.